Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Just you so far. All right. Here's a few more coming. Welcome, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oh Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Internet's kind of weird today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Yeah. Okay, so oops. Let me switch this over to the phone internet because it's not working so good here. Okay. Let's try. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Is it working, Tom? Yeah?
Everything's okay
Oh,
here.
there we go. Okay, good. Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Ah. Mhm. He who is more attractive than 10 millions of cupids, whose bodily luster resembles of that of a blue lotus in full bloom, and whose pastimes have completely enchanted the world of animate and inanimate beings. To he who is the son of the chief of the cowherds, Gopindra Nandana, to Sri Govinda, I offer my respectful obeisances. I adore the divine couple, Sri Radha and Madhava, who have become immersed in an ocean of playful pastimes through the buying and selling of pearls, each of them manually desirous of victory, as a matter of disputous wrangling the said merchandise. Oops, cancel. Let's try here. What is going on? Okay, what's going on here? Okay. Ah, there we are. Looks the same. Let's see. Rupa Goswami. Prayers glorifying the divine couple's confidential pastimes in the forest by Rupa Goswami. Please meditate on Sri Radha and Krishna Chandra, who are charming, playful, and youthful, who are filled with ever new beauty and handsomeness, whose hearts are restless with ever fresh nectar, and who are filled with ever new love, and who are overcome with bliss as they enjoy the ever new armor's pastimes in the secluded forest grove. Please meditate on Sri Radhika, Krishna Chandra, who are charming, playful, and youthful, who are filled with ever new beauty and handsomeness, whose hearts are restless with ever fresh nectar, and who are filled with ever new love, and who are overcome with bliss as they enjoy ever new amorous pastimes in the secluded forest grove. Please meditate on Sri Radhika, Krishna Chandra, who are fair like molten gold and dark like a host of glistening monsoon clouds, illuminate the entire forest of Vrindavan, and who wear blue and yellow, new, fine, and silk garments in the secluded forest grove. Please meditate on Sri Radhika Krishna Chandra. At their first meeting, she was frightened, and he reassured her with sweet words. She playfully stuttered, "Enough, enough." In this way, they both became blind with passion. Please meditate on Sri Radhika Krishna Chandra. At their first meeting, she was frightened, and he reassured her with sweet words. She playfully stuttered, "Enough, enough." In this way, they both became blind with passion. Please meditate on Sri Radhika and Krishna Chandra. With a bowed head, he asked permission. Raising her chin, she gazed at his unsmiling face. And when she protested, "What are you doing?" he relished her words in that secluded forest grove. Please meditate on Sri Radhika and Krishna Chandra. She alarmed and repeatedly resisting him. She alarmed and repeatedly resisting him, he repeatedly begging her with so many sweet words, she concealing and he revealing the desire they shared to enjoy new amorous pastimes. They conversed in a secluded grove, forest grove. So back to Madhya Anchalila, chapter 1, the second meeting of Rupa Goswami with Lord Chaitanya. And we'll start with text 36, 35. In Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami began to write a drama. In particular, he composed the introductory verses to invoke good fortune. On his way to Gaudadesh, Rupa Goswami had been thinking of how to write the action of the drama. Thus, he had made some notes and he began to write. In this way, the two brothers, Rupa and Anupam, reached Bengal. But when they arrived, Anupam died. Rupa Goswami then departed to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for he was very eager to see him. There was some delay because of the death of Anupam, and therefore when Rupa Goswami went to Bengal to see the devotees there, he could not get in touch with them because they had already left. In the province of Orissa, there was a place known as Satyabhamapura. Sri Rupa Goswami rested for a night in that Jagannath Puri. While resting in Satyabhamapura, he dreamed that a celestial, beautiful woman came before him and very mercifully gave him the following order. "Write a separate drama about me," she said. "By my mercy, it will be extraordinarily beautiful." After having that dream, Rupa Goswami considered, "It is the order of Satyabhama that I write a separate drama for her. I have brought together in one work all the pastimes performed by Lord Krishna in Vrindavan and in Dwarka. Now I shall have to divide them into two dramas." Thus absorbed in thought, he quickly reached Jagannath Puri. When he arrived, he approached the hut of Haridas Thakur. Out of affectionate love and mercy, Haridas Thakur told Rupa Goswami, "Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has already informed me that you would come here." After seeing the Upalabhog ceremony at the Jagannath temple, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would regularly come to see Haridas every day. Thus he suddenly arrived there. When the Lord arrived, Rupa Goswami immediately offered his obeisances. Haridas informed the Lord, "This is Rupa Goswami offering you obeisances." And the Lord embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then sat down with Haridas and Rupa Goswami. They inquired from one another about auspicious news and then continued to talk together for some time. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired about Sanatana Goswami, Rupa replied, "I did not meet him. I came by the path of the Ganges where Sanatana Goswami came by the public road. Therefore, we did not meet. In Prayag, I heard that he had already gone to Vrindavan." Rupa Goswami next informed the Lord about the death of Anupam. After allotting residential quarters there to Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. Then all the Lord's personal associates met Sri Rupa Goswami. On the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again met Rupa Goswami, and with great mercy, the Lord introduced him to all the devotees. Sri Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami offered his respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of them all, and all the devotees, by their mercy, embraced him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, "You should both show your mercy wholeheartedly to Rupa Goswami. May Rupa Goswami, by your mercy, become so powerful that he will be able to describe the transcendental mellows of devotional service." Thus, Rupa Goswami became the object of love and affection for all the devotees of the Lord, including those who came from Bengal and those who resided in Orissa. Every day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Rupa Goswami, and whatever prasadam he received from the temple, he would deliver to Rupa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. He would talk for some time with them, and them both, and leave to perform his noontime duties. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with them continued every day, thus receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord. Rupa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with them continued every day, thus receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord. Sri Rupa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking all his devotees with him, performed the Gundicha Marjan, washing and cleansing of the Gundicha temple, he went to the garden known as Alatota and accepted prasadam at a picnic within the garden. When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasadam and chanting the holy name of Hari, they were both greatly pleased. When Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasadam and chanting the holy name of the Lord, they were all greatly pleased. When they received the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prasadam through Govinda, they respected it, and they both began to dance in ecstasy. When they received the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prasadam through Govinda, they respected it, and they both began to dance in ecstasy. On the next day, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Rupa Goswami, on the next day, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Rupa Goswami, the omniscient Lord spoke as follows: "Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan. Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan, for he does not go anywhere else at any time. For he does not go anywhere else at any time." Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan, for he does not go anywhere else at any time. The Krishna known as Kumara is Vasudev Krishna. He is different from the Krishna that is the son of Maharaj Nanda. Yadu Kumar Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwarka. But Krishna, son of Maharaj Nanda, never at any time leaves Vrindavan. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to perform his noontime duties, leaving Rupa Goswami somewhat surprised. Satyabhama ordered me to write 2 dramas. Sri Rupa Goswami thought, now I understand that this order has been confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Formerly, I wrote the 2 dramas as one composition. Now I shall divide and describe the incidents in 2 separate works. I shall write 2 invocations of good fortune and 2 different introductions. Let me think deeply about the matter and then describe the 2 different sets of incidents. During the Rath Yatra ceremony, Rupa Goswami saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the Rath. During the Rath Yatra ceremony, Goswami saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the Rath. When Rupa Goswami heard a verse uttered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the ceremony, he immediately composed another verse dealing with the same subject. I have already described all these incidents, but still I wish to briefly add something. Generally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse while dancing and chanting before the Rath. But no one knew why he was reciting that particular verse. Only Swab Damodar knew the purpose for which the Lord recited the verse. According to the Lord's attitude, he used to quote other verses to enable the Lord to relish mellows. Rupa Goswami, however, could understand the intention of the Lord, and thus he composed another verse that appealed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami, however, could understand the intention of the Lord, and thus he composed another verse that appealed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That very personality, that very His very personality, who stole my heart during my youth. That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. Is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the sweet, sweet breezes are blowing from the Kandama trees in the Kandama forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover. Yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the Reva, under the Vitasi tree. That is my desire. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna. My dear friend, I have now met my dear friend. Now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant. But I would still like to go to the bank of the Yamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan. After writing this verse on a palm leaf, Rupa Goswami put it somewhere in the thatched roof and went to bathe in the sea. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there to meet him, and when he saw the leaf pushed into the roof and he saw the verse, he began to read it. After reading the verse, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. At that very time, Rupa Goswami returned, having finished the bathing in the sea. Seeing the Lord, Rupa Goswami fell flat in the courtyard to offer obeisances. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. My heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? After After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse and showed it to Swarab Damodar for him to examine. The Lord questioned him. The Lord questioned him. The Lord questioned him. How could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? The Lord asked. No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that Prahit, or Swarab Damodar said, no one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you have bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestowed my mercy upon him. I thereupon also bestowed upon him my transcendental potency. Now you also give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. Swarab Damodar said, as soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you had bestowed upon him your special mercy. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. The river Ganges flowing in the heavenly planets is full of lotus flowers, and we, the residents of the planets, eat those stems of the flowers, and thus we are very beautiful, more than the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect, for if one eats the food in the mode of goodness, the mode of goodness increases the beauty of his body. Isn't this a fantastic teaching, huh? Fantastic verse, and just it's the essence of all truth. I love these things. Yeah. Oh man. I'm smitten. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about these verses a little bit. So, Lord Chaitanya says, my heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. See, his mind, Lord Chaitanya's mind is not just filled with any old conclusion, any old bhakti conclusion, which is fantastic, all of them actually. But this conclusion of Vrindavan between his most confidential affairs with Radharani and how she thinks and feels. See, thinks. Oh, actually, there's thinking there in Vrindavan too. Huh? Isn't that amazing? But what they think about, that's another thing. That's confidential. Yeah. That's why, I came across these verses and I finally just like, oh, wow, this is a jewel. Man, I got a nugget yesterday. And I saw it, and I remembered why I see over and over again. Well, not over again so much, but a few times that the Lord or the devotees say, "May that Lord appear in my heart. May that Lord be pleased and appear in my heart spontaneously." See, you can't force it. You can't. May He appear in my heart. See? Like this verse. I'll read this one verse. It's fantastic. I think I can find it easily here. Now I understand this verse better. Yeah. Yeah. Now this stuff is this is gold. This is gold. First chapter, actually. Yes. Here we go. Listen to this. May that Supreme Lord, who is known as the Son of Mother Sachi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost chamber of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in this age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no other incarnation ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. Okay? So he appeared, but it's not enough just for that appearance outside, the appearance inside. Like even Jesus, he told his disciples, okay, the Holy Spirit has appeared outside of you. See, that's God when he appears outside in his pastimes, right? He said, "But I'm going to go, and then that which is without you will be within you." See, you need the role model out there. See, that which is without you will be within you. See, that spirit, that love, that devotion, that's the Lord, man. See, that's what enables us. That's called Bhakti Lata Bij. We have so many names, Holy Spirit. It shows us the holiness of God. Otherwise, you're an atheist. Even as a rule follower, look at Jar Sundam, and he was following rules, regulations. He was considered a demon and an atheist still. Could you imagine you doing all that hard work and then you're still considered a demon and an atheist? See, atheism. See, you're against atheist, against what? Against the true God. See, that's why we have to have this Lord appear in our heart. And the easiest way is by association with those who the Lord has appeared in their heart. Isn't it? Doesn't that make some more sense than anything? Just associate with this devotee where the Lord has chosen to appear in their hearts. And that's a special thing. That's a special mercy, Swarabdumadar said. You know, I see that you've given him the special mercy. See? So without the Lord appearing in our heart, we cannot write transcendental literature, nor can we express and glorify it. Yeah. So my heart is very confidential. How did you know my mind in this way? See? So that's other way of saying my heart is very confidential. How could you know my mind? This is to those that Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in a nutshell. Always they're linked together, these verses. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the mind. See, I give them the understanding. I give them real knowledge. See? Loving ecstasy. My heart is bhakti is very confidential. Bhakti is the power of God. It's his power to understand himself. It's the power if we get the mercy by being around devotees who have this gift, the Lord can appear in their hearts too. See, by association, by hearing. See, just like the devotees, they're chanting these verses and the Lord appears in this heart and you're around them. The Lord will, in due course, appear in your heart. See? Yeah. Oh. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse and showed it to Swarabdamodar for examination. Then the Lord questioned him, how could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore Swarabdamodar said, no one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you have bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. See, causeless mercy. See, no one can understand this meaning. See, understand the meaning of that verse. Bestow causeless mercy. What does that mean? See, causeless mercy is God appearing in our heart. See, the appearance of the Lord. See, he appeared here 550 years ago, but that wasn't quite enough because the appearance had to come into the heart internally of others. That was the point. So that we can get that the Lord appearing in our heart, then we can understand him. Otherwise, we can't understand God. Jarasandha couldn't understand God because the Lord, even in spite of all his rules and regulations, the Lord did not appear in his heart. Therefore, he was just doing external bhakti, external devotional service. That's kind of where the devotees are now. They're doing external bhakti. The Lord is forthcoming. He needs to awaken in his heart. But how can that be done? Oh, you see, the misunderstanding is what they're preaching now because they're inexperienced devotees, inexperienced gurus. The Lord has not appeared in their heart, therefore they cannot give proper understanding, proper direction, and proper knowledge, right? Yes or no? You need the devotee where they've got that special mercy. Prabhupada had it. And the Lord gave him the intelligence according to time, place, and circumstance to give the devotees rules and regulations, to get them acquainted a little bit with Krishna. Well, here it's time to move on, move deeper. Here, look what we're talking about, the devotional science, how important it is to go beyond external bhakti. Otherwise, you're still empty. You're not even you're not awakened. You got no real life yet. I mean, what's your life? Well, a bunch of rules. Okay, well, that's a good start, but what is real life? Real life is the Lord appearing in the heart. It's that simple. It makes us dance. It makes the name dance in our mouths, doesn't it? Can you imagine chanting without the Lord, the transcendental Lord appearing in your heart and giving you what the experience of what real devotion, what real love is devotion. Actually, people don't know what real love is. Until he hits the stage of devotion, we don't know what is true love. True love is devotion to its supreme object, God. See, and if you love God, he will reveal himself in a deeper and deeper way to you, in a way that nobody else understands. Then you're the real fool on the hill, looking down as the world turns around, turning around. You see, people don't see the essence. If they want to know the essence, they have to come to an experienced devotee where the Lord is awakened in their heart. Therefore, they have the real, see, Bhagavad Gita 10:10 again and again and again, and how important it is. Otherwise, people go their whole lives not with gurus who don't understand Bhagavad Gita 10:10. And their followers, of course, won't understand because their guru doesn't understand. See, you understand, you get that Lord awakening your heart because you're with somebody where he is. That's proof I'm not an insane, mad person. That this actually makes logical, devotional, scientific sense. The science of self-realization. It works here. We're following the real scientific formula. See? If this was just, oh, look at Gohar, he's crying and laughing and all that stuff. But where does this knowledge come from? Where? Do you ever hear anybody? You ever hear Acharya Dev ever speak like that? He can't. This is why, see, Swarab Damanar said, well, you judge something by its result. You judge it, its action and reaction, even spiritually. You judge, oh, this person has the mercy of the Lord because look at his understanding. See, that's why I said, okay, if an acharya hides that love, well, a real devotee can pick it out because you look at the understanding that can only come from love, devotion to God. If it's full of speculations, everything, a devotee picked it and said, that's speculate. That's why I told you. These people that come and they say, oh, I'm not going to show you anything because it's so raging inside me, and Rupa Goswami never showed it. Then I look, okay, well, let me see the result of your love if you're not going to show it. Let me see it in how you write, how you speak. I listen to the guy, I think, but that ain't it. This is a sham. See, the devotees, they're under the sham. Somebody's got to liberate them. And the only person that can do that is where the Lord has bestowed his real mercy of that love appearing in their heart, that special devotion, that special ecstasy that reveals all. It reveals the true nature of the pastime. Even if you're an ignorant fool, like that verse in here, read the verse. It's a beautiful verse. Well, I'll just say it here. Yeah. Even a foolish child. There's two verses in chapter 3 and 4 of Adi Leela, and I'll just paraphrase them both. Okay? Even a foolish child can understand the pastimes of Krishna if you get the mercy of Lord Caitanya. See, in the vision of the revealed scriptures. So a real devotee who has the authentic Lord awakened in their heart, they know the vision of the revealed scriptures because that awakening. And that is the problem. There's only like 1 out of thousands now, maybe millions, who the Lord has actually authentically awakened in their heart. And therefore, that's why it's so hard for them to be recognized in this world as a true teacher, not to be recognized for their own benefit. They're already recognized by God. What else recognition do you need when you're recognized by God? You're like Jesus now. You know, Jesus, I live for the praise of God, not for the praise of man. But well, look at the good fortune because you see, you listen, you follow the real formula and the real path taught here, the postgraduate teachings of Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and look at the result. The Lord is appearing in your hearts, awakening spontaneously, giving you the highest taste of the highest nectar, the highest truth, and you understand what I'm talking about. Whereas these Acharya Devs and all that, they don't understand what I'm talking about. Can you imagine? And they're supposed to lead you to Vrindavan. Well, that time is over, man. This is the apocalypse. This is the last days, man. The last days of the old regime. And that includes the old regime of these persons like the poopy popes and the poopy popes in ISKCONs and all that, the ones who cannot deliver their disciples. Okay? Because there's, it's time for that to be revealed, shouted from the rooftops, the truth, and proven like we prove every day. Look at you guys, you got the real Lord in the heart awakening, and gives you ecstasy. See, and then because I'm speaking truth, right, it gives you more ecstasy because it comes from the inspiration of the heart. It's time to wake people up now if they're ready to be waken up. Yeah, because if they're, some people are just going to stay asleep. That's just how they'll go to their deaths. Try tell people not to wear a mask. See what they say. Oh no, no, no! I'm going to go to my death with this death mask on. Yeah, yeah. So those who listen, they get a chance. Anybody, you want love of God, you want the transcendental Lord to appear in your heart, well, come here. If not, stay out there. Stay in ISKCON. Stay in Gaudiya meeting. Stay in all. They don't know. None of them. Not one. Not even their highest gurus. I checked them all out, man. Can you imagine? I know the Lord. I'm following the real Lord, man, because everything is according to the mind of the Lord. You know where the scriptures are? That's the mind of the Lord. It's according to his mind, not some people's mind or some people pleasing minds out there. His mind. It's all that you and then you get purified like here by coming here, you can also see it, right? Makes perfect sense. But when you're not purified, you're like the highest disciple of Narayan Raj. Wouldn't even look at me in an elevator. I thought, what kind of self-realization? She can't even look at me. She wouldn't even look. She looked with disdain. Eh? So her disciple, man, the Lord put me in touch with all of these guys, Radhakund, Babaji's, Narayan Raj, all of them. Everyone, all these devotees are so impressed with, and they mean nothing to me, nothing. They added nothing but a good lesson that I brought it in, and it needed to be brought in with dealing with this crapola out there. Nobody knows nothing because the Lord hasn't appeared in their heart. And we've got to prove it all. That's why we start small and end big. Look at this. What do you think that's about? This is because what I'm saying is true. It's impressive not to Acharya Devs and Jaipatakas. No, to those who have gotten the mercy of the Lord in their awakening in their heart. See, she spent 5 years here listening to this stuff. Well worth it, right? She made 50,000 lifetimes in 5 years advancement. And no joke, man. No joke. You think I'm exaggerating? No, not at all. Yeah. It's time for people to know. Otherwise, they don't. They'll go to their death thinking that Narayan Raj and Tamal Krishnas and Jai Patakas can deliver them, and they can't. And because they haven't proven it, man. What you bind, the best teacher, the most practical teacher of what's even left from being the Bible chopped up is even Jesus. Some great stuff has popped through. What you bind on earth, you bind in spirit, man. And I didn't see any of the disciples, not even one of those disciples who have bound this pure love of God in following that path. Not even one. Look how many have bound love of God in this Sangha here in such a short time. See? By their fruits they shall be known. Where are the fruits? And what are the fruits we looking for? Austerities? Don't need it. No, the fruits of the appearance of the Lord, love of God. Because if one is a genuine devotee and actually in pleasing the Lord and following the Lord's order and following the real disciplic line's order, which we're doing here, then the fruit will be transcendental, and it is transcendental. No one can deny this. They can be like the little children. I don't want to see, I don't want to hear, I don't want to see. That's what Narayan Raj group is doing. That's what ISKCON is doing. That's what they're all doing. I don't want to see, I want to, like little babies, man. Time for a spanking, man. Time to wake up. Man, just get the mercy. Anybody got any intelligence there? Can't you see people got the mercy of Radha and Krishna here in this Sangha? They're reading the highest literature that no one can read. Not any of these gurus who even dare to do it. And they're doing it here, showing how much power of God is here, how much the hand of the transcendental Lord is here. How much Radha's grace is here. Only she can do such powerful miracles. See? Must be on the right path, man. Otherwise, this stuff wouldn't be happening. Is that too truthful out there? Is that too truthful? Would you rather me feign humility? Feign, I'm just, yeah. And then you see, he even said, even Prabhupada, when he was feigning some things, you see, he said that, and they use it against him. You see, he apologized to God. What does he have to apologize to these God brothers that full of envies and jealous? What is that to Prabhupada? A pure Mahaparusha. Sometimes they do that, but it backfires them. And then people, they use it against them because Maya will use anything against you when you're not. You got to be in the truth, man. Maya can use everything I'm saying against me here, but it's so truthful that it'll be found out because all she can do is lie and deceive. And anybody with intelligence will see, look at that person. They're lying and deceiving and cheating. They're doing character assassinations, anything that's mundane to win their case. You see, that's how you know. Like they did with Jesus. That's how we found out with Jesus. Look at the Pharisees. Look at them. They hate him. They hate a person who is who's with God intimately. They call him a heretic, and they were heretic. See, everything was projected and thrown on him. See? And he prevailed because he was in the truth. It's always like that. It's like that here. Yeah, go ahead. You want to? Yeah. Another verse in the first verse. This is text 5. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. See, it's transcendental. The internal, is pleasurable, and it's spirit pleasure. This is the pleasure people don't know. We know pleasure of the mundane, material. You put food in your mouth and Taste it. But the pleasure potency of God, it's his greatest secret. He'll give liberation out. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, "Oh, the Lord gives out liberation. Oh, yeah, very easily." But pure devotional love of God, oh, he hides. See, unless you come in the right way. That's why you see the devotees; they may get liberated by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, okay? But this is hidden from them. They have to come in the way. That's why they have to come in the way that why Prabhupada really wrote his books was so that they can come in the door of the devotee and follow the formula. See, by the action of the book Bhagavat and the living devotee Bhagavat, that this special love, this special mercy, this special devotion is awakened in your heart to ascertain these loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, you cannot relish them. Okay. Liberation, oh yeah, you can get that, chant the Hare Krishna mantra. But this, what you see here, is not there. You notice there's no play. It wasn't in the Narayan Raj group. I was there a year and a half looking around. That was not there. That's here. See? This is the only way people will learn. You got to see this and that. What is the nature of this? What is the nature of that? See, side by side, you have to see what is the ultimate truth and what is still an illusion. Otherwise, if you chase after illusion your whole life, you die in the illusion because you believe the illusion is truth, even up into religion, even up to all these sanghas I just mentioned. You're just going to die without this gift. You got to recognize where this gift is and where it has been given and follow the process of getting it. And we use Prabhupada's books. Don't need anything anymore, any speculations. Just understand the process of how to do this. It's enough. Yeah. Want to say anything, Tom? You look a little sleepy.
No, I'm not. Yes, I was thinking. I had a discussion with Lalita that sometimes people um, they react when somebody is laughing with sentiment from sentimental feelings, and then they
Yeah.
react in the mode of goodness. And I was thinking about that. Some maybe we are protected also sometimes. I can protect myself, um, crying in the mode of goodness, in the sentimental way, just for protection.
For protection.
Yeah. um, so I try to explain again.
I don't know, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Let's see if this is what you mean. Okay, instead of just having transcendental emotions, you're going to show material emotions in the mode of goodness to protect yourself or protect the transcendental thing.
yeah, yeah. I was just thinking about that, how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a thought. That's just a speculation. That's not how it can work. No, you don't need any mode of goodness feelings to protect you. As a matter of fact, they dissolve. Transcendental emotions dissolve the material emotions. They're transformed, not dissolved. They're just transformed into the higher spiritual plane of feeling. See, so now you're feeling on the level of the gods. You don't react in those, so you can't even muster up mode of goodness feelings anymore like that, or to hide. It doesn't exist now. It's been transformed. That's how they talk about ascension and ascended masters and how to get the ascension. This is the real deal. This is how you ascend above the material universe. What you learn here, you ascend in you get the mind of God and you get the heart of God awakened in you. See? And you live in God, in Radha and Krishna, in their heart. Their heart is your heart now. See, their life is your life now. See? and everything else is just dead. It's like dead sticks around, People, they don't, if they're not awakened, that means they're just identifying with material emotions, which is part of this realm, and material mind, which is the speculations of the world about matter. Matter matters to them. Okay? Spirit matters. See, these are spirit matters. We talk about spirit matters. Spirit matters to us. So we discuss spirit matters pertaining to the spirit. See? That keeps our meditation elevated on that. Does that make sense? What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, you explain it perfectly. Like I was still there was still some echo of concern in
Yeah,
me that wants to protect in
yeah,
the mode of goodness.
yeah. And you
But
don't need to.
I also have to leave that behind
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
focus on the
exactly.
transcendental qualities.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you don't need it. See, when the spiritual qualities manifest, they're more powerful than like people they can spit at you poison and all that, and it just bounces off. It doesn't. The material qualities do not have the jurisdiction over the spiritual nature. See, so that's why they can kill the body. That's why Jesus said, "Watch out for those who can kill the soul." Don't worry about those who can kill the body. Be concerned about those who can kill the soul. Now that's a strange statement when we know you can't kill the soul, but what you can do is you can cut the person, the living entity, off from their soul by getting them to believe bullshit and lies. That's what Maya does. Cuts everybody off. Even so, it's like the soul doesn't exist, like it's dead, because you don't have any awareness of the soul. See? So don't worry about people. That's why, hey, if they're going to throw you to the lions and they're going to try and get you to believe something else, better to be thrown to the lions than to believe some lies. Okay? Because if you believe lies, then you go down into the speculations of the material existence, and then you cannot reach the divine plane anymore. See? That's the same thing. All these religions, even in ISKCONs and Gaudiya Maths and Gaudiya Smitis, they're still religion. The acharyas could only bring people up to the level of religion mostly. That's what rules, regulations is, just bringing you into another religion. That's all. Oh, it's better than just being in, yeah, it's better. At least they got some contact with Krishna, even though they're just in religion, and its speculations and its leaders with the material motives. Can you imagine being an acharya, a real spiritual master at age 25? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? That's what these guys did. 25, 26, they became, just because they speculated on every friggin' thing. And that's we're dealing with now. Non-liberated persons, trying to struggle to figure it out, and they can't figure nothing out, because your basis has to be the real Guru Tattva, man. Chapter 1 of Adi Leela must be preached, must be understood. And we are preaching it, and because we understand it. You are preaching it because you are it. You are the living representatives of chapter 1 of Adi Leela. And that's why they don't follow that path. They don't have a real spiritual master that can deliver them. Deliver what? Deliver Krishna and Radha in your heart. Awaken them. Awaken devotion in your heart. They don't have that. Therefore, that's not the real path. That's the false follower path. We follow the path of the Lord awakening in the heart. You notice that? That's the power of our preaching. We have the power of Lord Caitanya, or in other words, Radharani. She's the one in charge. She's the sweeper, man. Right? Remember, we discussed this yesterday, the sweeper. She's the cleaner. She'll clean up the mess. You need a good woman, to get something done. Need the best woman. Especially now. She's got a big house to clean, man, but she can do it, man. We're just her what do you call, assistants.
Can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, before what mattered to me was this Lakshmi, yeah, and this where is he, Ganesh, yes. But now it doesn't matter anymore, yes. Before they were in my focus, I was concentrated on the goddess of fortune and getting um, my obstacles removed and dealing with obstacles, Ganesh and Lakshmi Devi. But now they are at the background, just like here.
Yeah, well, there's a point where what deity awakens the Lord in the heart? Well, that's your taste. It's like, it's just like, that's why I, focus myself more on like Lord Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya and the devotees. They're intimate devotees. They awaken that Lord in the heart because of that association. It's causeless mercy, but there's a cause. The cause is the mercy of the Lord. And how do you get the mercy of the Lord? Is be with his intimate devotees. You know, hear from his if they preach rules, that's what you're going to follow. Isn't that why people they Prabhupada had the Lord awakened in his heart, but he preached rules and people follow rules. Whatever a great man does and preaches, common men follow. Okay? They're all just common devotees and they accepted Prabhupada and he preached rules, just like Moses preached rules and people followed rules. People, what did Jesus preach? He preached the awakening of the Holy Spirit. Okay? He preached, that was his preaching. And therefore that reality awakened in people. The messenger gives the message. What is the message? That's why he didn't say the Pharisees' message and Moses' message was very good news. I mean, it's okay news. It's hard news, hard work's ahead of you, disciplines and all that stuff. But the real good news is just believe in Jesus and you can get this awakening if you have real deep faith. When he was here, then normally, unless you got it in a previous life by association with either a devotee of Jesus or Jesus personally when he was around, this is the formula, man. Then you hear the preaching of and the energy, see the emanation of the preachers who have the Holy Spirit, and then it can come in you. It's disciplic line, always the same thing. Same thing. Hey man, that if Narayan Raj had the Holy Spirit, then that would be transferred into some of his disciples at least. And I didn't see one. I saw renunciation and nice, etiquettes like dakshas like that. He's a demigod, very high demigod. He even had effulgence, like Narayan Raj had an effulgence and some kind of charisma and some potency. Oh, daksha also. See? But was it good enough? Not good enough. Shiva comes not bearing any signs, not that he could understand. If you're if you're a real empowered devotee, you could be like Shiva. You come with skulls around your neck, and don't take a bath or anything, but the Lord appears in your heart and you're really clean. Daksha didn't know anything about this kind of cleansing. He was always external cleansing. I mean, I went before Narayan Raj when I first met him. The first thing he looks at was my neck. Where's your neck beads? It was all about that after that. All about, what are you doing? What aren't you doing? Did you wash your hands? The whole thing and the whole Sangha was all about that. My knee touched the mat at Prasadam, and I got 8 brahmacharis that were with him for 20 years. Jump up. Oh my God, your knee touched the mat. You got to go take a bath. No, you polluted everything. Your knee touched the friggin' mat. That's what you get there. And it's Raghunuga Bhakti. Ooh, Maya really pulls a fast one in religion, man. Where's your neck bead? And then the same thing after he disappeared. One of his disciples, who was a brahmachari, knew him friendly basis. I told you the story the other day, and I met him in Mayapur, and I was just doing my own thing with Krishna. I was very happy, and I saw him as a brother, and I came over to say, "Hey, Hare Krishna," and what did he do? Same thing as Guru did. Where are your neck beads and tilak? And he started chastising me really heavy, completely on the bodily platform, thinking he was going to humiliate me in front of all his. He had a big following because he's now a big guru now. See, so thought he humiliated, and I looked at him and I smiled and I thought, see, that's the protection you get when you have the real Lord in your heart. You don't get humiliated. That people can try to humiliate you, but you don't get humiliated. They're humiliating themselves, showing what kind of fools they are. And most of all of them couldn't see it, because they're all bamboozled under that Maya. See? So, hey, man, I'm going to, if somebody wants to listen, fine. If not, go to your death without this bhakti that you see here. Go ahead. I'm here to preach. I'm here to pray. The truth will set you free. You don't like the truth. You don't like exposés. It's kind of like in the world. Oh, don't tell us the truth about Fauci and Bill Gates and all that. Don't tell them because we believe in them. What do you think? That same bullshit's not going on in religion? That these leaders don't have a little egg on their face? No, don't point out the truth that you've experienced personally. No, we just want to go into illusion and put our masks on and have real bhakti masked from us forever. Well, I ain't gonna let that happen to everyone. People are gonna at least get the opportunity to hear the truth and see the truth and have it explained properly before I go. You don't like it? Follow your illusions. Man, there's no cloak for your illusions now, just like Jesus said. That's why people, we remember Jesus, right? Because he spoke the truth, man. He didn't leave the Pharisees' bullshit uncloaked or cloaked, did he? You're vipers, man. You didn't make it yet. People believing in you, they should believe in the real representative of the good news, of the transcendental news, the Holy Spirit news, right? And we remember him. Why? Because the Lord likes to remember him. Otherwise, you're not rememberable. All these gurus will disappear, and their books will disappear, and their samadhis will just disappear, because it's all about pleasing God in the heart. If you say that you represent Vrindavan, you better be representing Vrindavan. Otherwise, you're going to be forgotten. You notice? You know what I mean? If you remember Vrindavan, then that's why Prabhupada will be remembered, because even though he didn't express and show, I look at those books and I said, this man knows God, because that same Lord appeared in his heart, appears in my heart. I saw the same thing with Jesus. I said, this man knows God. I'm with him, man. See, because the same Lord appeared in my heart as his heart. It's a family affair. But that same Lord is not appearing in the heart of everybody. In most religions, in Vaishnava religion included, from my own experience. I've been to India so many times. I've been to Vrindavan so many times. I've been to Mayapur so many times. I lived there. I talked to people. I saw what's going on, man. And I see what's going on in here, and I compared them both. And what's in here is the truth. And now when I look at the books, I say, see, Prabhupada knew what he's talking about. See, in the book, because in here, see, called Devotee Bhagavat. If you don't find the real Devotee Bhagavat, you will not find the book Bhagavat, even though you're reading it. You didn't really know. You don't know the real Devotee Bhagavat. You don't know the real book Bhagavat until you meet the Devotee Bhagavat. You can ask. This is all common knowledge for you guys. You look at Johann, 25 years studying the book Bhagavat, didn't understand it properly. But now he understands, because he followed the formula in chapter 1. By the action of the book Bhagavat and the Devotee Bhagavat, the mellows of devotion that you see in his heart, right, are revealed. See, Janaki's heart, all of them, they know. You follow the formula, it works. They don't follow the formula, therefore it doesn't work. They don't have a devotee Bhagavat, man. Therefore, they don't understand the books they're reading. They don't understand the book Bhagavat because you need the living devotee Bhagavat. And proof that's really, you can say, oh, I'm a Ritvik and Ritvik is the way and all, but your deeds, man, your deeds is the Lord is awakening in these devotees' hearts and not yours. Look at your hard-hearted Ritvikness. Look at your hard-hearted living guru bullshit. You're not living gurus. You're not alive yet until the Lord, the pure Lord, man, love of devotion, prema awakens your heart. You're not awake yet. You're asleep still. Boy, are we pleading the case of humanity to the furthest extent and pulling up all evidences. We want to release and free the captives, man. Free the Narayama's group. Free the ISKCON group. Free the Gaudiya Math group. Free the world, man. The worldly group. The ones who believe in Fauci's and Bill Gates. We'll get them too. Maybe we'll even get Bill Gates, Fauci's, and the gurus, man, with this kind of preaching. Even Bhaktisiddhanta wouldn't take it to this extent. He knew all these things. And he was considered lion-like, man. But he held it back quite a bit, man. We ain't holding back, man. We're just at war now. This is apocalypse time. That wasn't apocalypse. This is apocalypse, man. All out, man. All missiles out, man. They're putting the missiles out. We're putting the missiles out. They're trying to destroy humanity. We're saving it. You know? It's war, man. You ready for war? Where's your war paint there, River? Go ahead, give us a word there, River. Let us hear what's going on in your mind. You seem to be having a good time. You like this madness guy speaking all these obscenities everywhere, throwing them out. You're muted, so you got to unmute.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you good.
Everything you say is absolute truth. It's my experience. It's my experience now. It's not just words. Coming from you, and it's great because I was whilst I was listening, and you were seeing my ecstasy, I was kind of communicating with a devotee who was always saying Radha, Radhe, Radhe, and he kind of listened to me to try to be my teacher. Tried to be my teacher. But then he realized what I was talking about, and he says, well, you're better than me. And I says, no, I'm not better than you. I just have knowledge from my spiritual master, from the Lord through my spiritual master. So what I did was I filmed myself. I filmed you. I taped you with the voice message, and I put it all together with the verse that Tom put on, the verses and the chapter and the book that you was reading, put it all on this page to share with him and let him hear you live that I'm laughing and crying, and it's because of my spiritual master. And it was really nice. I'm sorry I wasn't looking at you all the time, but it's so nice to share live with somebody that I know really wants this, but has this block of just Radharani, and I know it is about Radharani, but they're not laughing and crying, and not yet anyway.
They just need the Lord appear in the heart, and that comes by having faith. See, having faith in this preaching. That's really the secret. Not how much you know about this. Just having faith that the Lord has blessed this. Prabhupada has blessed this. Krishna has blessed this. Because without the blessing, you cannot do this. This is impossible. No possibility. This is all blessed. The blessing. And so this is why it works, and doesn't work elsewhere because the blessing ain't there. See? That's all that guy needs is just to develop, by associating, develop faith in what we're doing, and boom, spontaneously the Lord goes, oh, there you go. Yeah, you have faith in my devotee. Now, just naturally, you'll get this. If you don't have faith in our preaching, there's no way you're going to get this. That's why, we tested everybody in many ways, even that Gaudi. It's time to mention names so people can learn. That's your service, Gadi Maharaj. That's your service. Even him, he didn't have it really, but all his disciples, oh, he's got it, and all of this, that didn't see it, man, did classes. Yeah. I remember the first day we met, he didn't even invite me to speak. I thought, whoa, that's interesting. Here he heard all this and was saying good things, and I didn't even say, oh, well, you want to come up and say something? No. Yeah, it's all because the heart needs another stage of purification. See? And he won't get it. He was, glorifying even persons that he thought were so great and everything. I looked at their writings and everything, and they didn't really have not like this. But everybody's impressed. They don't know the standard of Lord Chaitanya's love. See? And it's always a more Radhe Radhe and Hare Krishna thing, and they don't know the value of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and their realizations reflect it. See? But people still believe that those persons are the ones that we have to look up to gain this knowledge. Well, no, that's not it. If you don't look up here, literally look at our words, our preaching, our ecstasies and stuff, well, it just passes you by in this life. You'll just die of Vaidhi Bhakti, or you'll die glorifying those who have a little bit of love for, Hare Krishna mantra. A little bit, just a couple of tears here and there. I was looking at Ayendra, that's Gadi Maharaj's hero. He was a nice guy. I met him, and he was chanting all the time, doing that. He very sincere and all that. They think, well, because of that, in 24-hour cure, he didn't do 20. They would do stages, and then I look at his realizations. See, because again, he didn't show all. You look at him chanting, where maybe there's some tears and stuff. Okay, it should be. You're living in Vrindavan, you should have some tears, But then you look at the realizations. I looked at the realizations. I thought, oh, well, he doesn't quite get it. And I saw that with everybody except Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and the real line. I saw that with the Radhakund Babajis. They're not quite getting it. I saw that, I can't say for everybody, but from the ones I met. Okay? They're not quite there yet with it. They need to meet a real associate of the Lord. And that's proven here that we know, because what they did, they couldn't transmit this kind of bhakti. It's showing that level of the mercy wasn't upon them. That's all I'm saying. See? So he puts up like Ayendra as his hero and all that stuff. And so that's why he doesn't get any, not like this. See, if you glorify a real associate of Lord Chaitanya, if they're real, you're going to get special love because you found out where the Lord is really working in his deepest way. You found out where the real understanding of Lord Chaitanya's mission is. See, the real understanding of the philosophy of Lord Chaitanya is there. You got to hear it, because that's the only thing that impresses the Lord. Remember Swarb Damodar? Anybody, and there were devotees there like the ones you see here that everybody glorifies, but there's still some speculation in them. These great leaders and all that, according to the world, but not great enough to impress Lord Chaitanya. See, that's what's going on here. And Swarb Damodar knew the mind and heart of Lord Chaitanya, which we also prove here. Okay, and so anything that any of these gurus types here, their realizations about Lord Chaitanya and poems and treatises and verses had to pass through Swarm Damodar, because if it went directly to Lord Chaitanya, the Lord got angry because of the speculation. Oh yeah, the Lord gets angry. He doesn't like speculation, by the way. He wants to see people in the kingdom of God. He has a pure mind and a pure heart. He only likes that kind of stuff. So Swarb Damodar was like that. He could look at these verses that people were given and say, hey man, there's something wrong with this one. See, it's not clean. Let's clean it up. And then he'd show it to the person. You give me any verse, and I'll just put the challenge out. You give me any verse from any ISKCON guru, from Narayan Maharaj, from anybody, Prem Parojana, and let's examine it here and discuss it And if you got any fear about doing that, you're bogus, bullshitter, liar. That's what you are. And misleader of people. If you can't at least do that, what am I? Look at this guy with a t-shirt, no T-lock, nothing. But put him here and let's examine it for your benefit and the benefit of your disciples' deliverance in this very life. See? We got everything, man. Everything is in the pot here in this poker game. We want to see what your cards you got. You got a pair of deuces or do you got a straight flush? Do you have all the wealth in the world? Well, I got I'm putting all the wealth in the world on this one. It's riding on everything. Okay. Put your verses you've written and all you've written, not copy and pasted. Show us what you've realized about the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Show us that you're the recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Or show us your disciples are the recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Okay. Sometimes, what happens? Person is a recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya from a previous life, and they come in and they get it here, and they go into these gurus things. Or even in this life. Like I had a lady, this lady that I told you that had disdain for me, right? Here, what am I doing? What? Worshiping Lord Caitanya? Ooh, She had a disciple, or has a disciple, He's guru now. And you know how she made him guru? Because she knew unless he could awaken devotion, then he won't be guru. He can't be guru. So the lady that spent 3 months with me to awaken, finally, in Mayapur, the one that sat in front of Radha and Krishna was crying for 2 hours a day getting the real darshan. Okay. Went and heard him speak Bhagavatam. And so naturally her love of God awakened. See, and then she says, oh, you're guru now because love is awakened from your reading from him. But it already had awakened because I spent 3 friggin' months with this lady who was a hard nut impersonalist, just like we have. Remember I told you about that stuff? How it works? She got the mercy. She's still probably an impersonalist, very strong in her, but it's okay. The Lord thought, oh, you spent time with my real devotee. I'm going to give it to you as you are. And gradually, by and by, whether it takes one life or the next, you'll understand the difference between impersonalism and a real Vaishnava. The Lord don't wait. He's not waiting. That's why you see some people have some Mayavadi tendencies in the Lord. Why are they getting this? Well, the Lord they had some faith in what we're doing and they're associating with devotees. And because they're sensitive, they pick up energies more. They pick this up. Why not? But if they want to move fast, they stay in association of real devotees and learn how to not just kick. See, like Prabhupada said, don't do the Mayavadi thing. Just kick your guru away. That's what they all usually want. Every one of them that have this Mayavadi thing, they all did. Meena, I'll just name them. Mahavira, my ex-wife, all of them have that D, Mayavadi. Christina also, she's got that. And a few others. See, that's the deal breaker. They kicks you out of the Sangha because you have ungratefulness. You don't want to go deeper beyond the Maya. You want to use that so you can be liberated. You're only interested in liberation. See, this happened with Lord Caitanya. Even back then, they had people like that in their families, like that in Advaita's family, like this. So this is nothing surprising. In Advaita's family had a Mayavadi. I mean, even with Advaita there. Matter of fact, Advaita said, I must leave here because my family member, Mayavadi, is blaspheming Lord Caitanya. And that's what they end up doing. You notice they all end up criticizing the guru. They bite the hand that feeds them. That's the offense. So they got to get over it in some life. But the Lord is kind. Isn't it amazing? He gives them all a chance. He gives them a little bit of a taste. It's wonderful. And he cuts down their Mayavadi time. See? Whether it's just another life or two, whatever, and they're out. They get it. They figure it out because they got a taste for this. All of them will get into the kingdom because they have some association, some taste that they're kind of misusing in that way. That's all. Does that make sense to anybody out there? Hopefully it does. If you wonder, well, why did they get it? Well, they're sensitive. Like I remember Christina, very sensitive to energies, because she's like a new age person and they get sent to celestial. So she picked it up really good and started to have the thing. But then you see, it's not a complaint of the Vaishnava attitude. It's a Mayavadi. Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, blah, 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 that's like the person, the Mayavadi, this guy worshiped Lord Shiva and gets the boon of Lord Shiva. And you know what he asked for? I want to touch people's heads and make them explode. And so Lord Shiva says, well, that's a strange thing. Okay, here you go. He's very kind, very kind, gives her the boon. And then the disciple chased after the guru to touch his head to make it explode. Chased after Lord Shiva. That's what you do when you come into this here. You can get everything here. And if you got some contaminations, you may, you usurp the energy and then you criticize the guru. That's what they did with Prabhupada in another way. See, they take the energy of Prabhupada, they take his buildings, take his money. See, they're concerned about the material things. Take his buildings, take his money, take his books that they don't understand, and they use it so that they can increase their wealth, increase their followings and followers. See, that's not pure. Eventually they'll get it, simply because they had contact with Prabhupada and his books. They're not going to probably get it in this life. No. They could. Anybody who hears this preaching and takes it to heart, you can get Vrindavan in this life. It's probable that you will. And that's very true. People already have. You can't deny that. People can go like this. You Vaishnavas out there, all of you, in all those groups I mentioned, you can go like this. No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Well, I don't want to see. I don't want to see. Well, that's your problem, man. People are already seeing and hearing, man. Look at Amy. She comes here and she sees and hears people being delivered. She feels excited about it. She likes it. She gets it because the Lord is obviously awakening her heart. Otherwise, she wouldn't understand what I'm saying. That's why, it shows you this is not about how great you are, how great a guru, how big a PhD you got, how great you play the piano, how many followers you've usurped from Prabhupada, which they think is a good thing. How many big temples you build. No, it's not about that. See, they're impressed with that. I'm impressed with this. I'm impressed with a person who likes to hear the truth, who is excited about it, who gets life from it. Oh, this person's going to Vrindavan for sure. No doubt. Amy, she even if she has any problems, she's going back quick. Quick. And anybody like that with that mood. Isn't that inspiring? I asked the Vaishnavas, are you inspired by what she writes? I am. Isn't it good? Isn't it nourishing to bhakti? That's what it's about. When you have faith in a real representative of the transcendental Lord, especially in this incarnation, Lord Caitanya, representing him and that mercy, that holds everything to the Lord. The Lord gives you mercy, even though you're a food service worker or whatever you are in the world. Doesn't matter, rich or poor, saint, sinner. Oh, you're praising my devotee. Oh, you like what my devotee does. You like his message. Oh, let me give myself to you. That's it, man. That goes for everybody. Anybody who develops that kind of mood and attitude. That's what all it took with me. Obviously, I had it in another life because I read the Bible. I said, wow, You really know God from my heart. You really know. I have faith in you. I'm surrendered to you. I just felt it. And boom, is my Father's pleasure to give thee kingdom. The Lord gave me the kingdom just like that, just with my heart. This is all about. Just like Jesus. I said, Jesus, you know, you spoke truth. Whoever believes in me in your heart, really believe in the Lord without guile, you come to that stage. Yeah. Will be free of sins and will be able to enter the kingdom of God, perceive what it is. And the Lord showed me, and has continues showing me. Continuous learning about the one thing that's most important, Him, His transcendental nature and feature, and all of that beautiful stuff. Got a few words there, River? What do you want to say?
I just took your offer of listening to you when I was in a certain place, and nobody had offered me that before, and it must be because I've done it before. Yeah, because I've done it before. Um, I just hooked onto you. Just wanted to just kept hearing and hearing and going through the gradual process of purifying. It was your words every time to me, and it's like the order from Srila Prabhupada to you. The things that you say to me, they have so much meaning and mercy and grace. They're really, really powerful, and they've kept me. You know that your grace here has kept me on this path, and everything what you say is coming. It's just clearer and clearer. What you say, so grateful, and no matter what my mind says, it's not right, and I have the strength of the Lord within me to take me away from its lies and the
Mm-hmm.
speculation. Most of the time, I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning gradually, and it's really great. And I forget the process. I forget I'm going through a purification, and you just act out, just kind of act out a little bit. Poor
Yeah,
Karuna.
yeah,
And it works, you know.
yeah.
And I'm so lucky to have you as my spiritual master and my friend, and Lolita and Johan as examples, to have the examples. And the last thing I'm just going to say is be honest, because if we
Yeah,
hold our lies in,
yeah.
they're just covering up our path. And no matter how embarrassing we feel and shame we feel, we need to get it out. We just need to reveal it. And it's worked for me anyway. The more I've been honest, and because I can feel Krishna trying to doing something to me because I'm not being honest. And I'm more honest,
Yeah.
it just works really, really well with real honesty about our individual path and what Krishna, we know we're hiding it. Not everything. Krishna knows everything, but we know we're hiding certain things. And if we would just reveal them, obviously to somebody who's where you feel safe, it just brings, like you say, Maharaj, brings about so much more room and growth
Mhm,
for,
mhm,
the,
mhm.
for the Lord to grow. But without you, it wouldn't work. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Without you, I'd be stuck in ignorance. And this knowledge, it just shines so much light on everything that we do and on others as well. And it's brought
Mhm,
about the Lord's compassion and love and humbleness more and
mhm.
more and more, because they are gifts, they are His opulences that we
Yeah,
receive, but they're only through through you. And you know, everybody says, and you know, oh, just through, you know, is it really through? Because Karuna says that a lot. Is it really through Maharaj? Is he the only way? From what Karuna says to my experience with you and others in the Sangha, no, it's this way. And for me, you need to be the head of ISKCON and allow the Lord, the parampara of the exalted devotees to come through, and they can change
mhm,
naturally. You know,
mhm,
so I'm sticking here.
mhm. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
staying
yeah,
with
yeah.
you, my great living Bhagavat. It makes so much sense that it has to be living, the living Bhagavat with the living books, with the Lord in the heart, revealing all of this information to you, and you share that with us, so we too can do that. And I'm so good, so
Yeah,
grateful
yeah,
to you. And
yeah,
all this, yeah,
yeah.
carry on.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just like um, if you have this awakening in your heart spontaneously, then you've brought it in from another life. If you don't have that, you need to go through the guru. That's the thing, and that's that's because it's if you go through the guru, then you get what the devotee has from a previous life. You get that. Otherwise, if you don't get that because they went in some lifetime. They had that, and they just bring it forth. And see, there's a great verse here about Raganuga Bhakti. I discussed it a little bit. I'll read it again because it's so important. People don't understand this. Let's see, where is it? Vrindavish. Okay, this is Vishwanath Chakravarti, Rag Vartana. Where is it? Rag Vartana Chandrika. Where is that book? There it is. Okay. Okay. So the devotee, the Praktana devotee, takes shelter the lotus feet of a Raganuga guru after the greed has arisen in him. Oh, wait. There are two causes for the appearance of greed: the mercy of God or the mercy of another anuragi devotee. Okay, so he says the mercy of God or the mercy of another anuragi devotee. Anuragi means anurag, which is devotional. It's like ras, the ability to taste transcendental ras of God's transcendental nature. Anurag. It causes an ecstasy, a transformation in the emotions in the body. See, that's an anuragi, a rasic devotee. Okay. There are two kinds of the mercy bestowed by a devotee: prakritana and adukunda. Okay, prakritana means the mercy bestowed by a Raganuga Bhakta in a previous life, and adunakaka is a mercy bestowed in the present birth. You see? So if you've got it from a previous life, then this awakens in you. Like, see, Bhaktivinoda, he just picked up Caitanya Charitamrita and went into ecstasy. And he didn't have a guru. He wrote 100 books before he even took initiation, Vaishnava books. And he ate meat, writing 100 Vaishnava books. Can you imagine? He ate chicken, mutton, and whatever else Indians usually eat, fish, chicken and mutton and fish. And he said he liked it. He enjoyed it. And he's in our disciplic line, where it started actually in this previous time, really. He's the one who got it off the ground. See? Isn't that funny? And the devotees, they don't understand these deeper things. He, from a previous life, he just had this and he got in touch with the book. That's how it was for me. That was basically how it was for Prabhupada. He just had a little association with his guru, but it was enough to put him clear everything that needed to be cleared. He had instant faith in his guru. I mean, very shortly, he just developed extreme faith in him, cleared it. He would listen really attentively. And because he listened really good, Bhaktisiddhanta said, I mark him to be, he's going to be a great speaker. Yeah, he noticed not all his disciples were listening. They kind of probably just thinking about when is prasadam or something. So here, some devotees are like that. They don't really listen good. They're going around doing other things. See? Well, no, but he can't see what I'm doing. So, but those who listen good, you ever see River and Lalita? Look at the result of that. See? It's all about hearing. Yeah, you see, so it's by the book. People, it's so irrelevant when they say, Gohari, who is your guru? That's really irrelevant. I haven't had a guru that could add anything to me. See, so listen to this part. This is very kind of nice too, and important. Um, oops, that wasn't it. So after that, it says, so the Prakana devotee takes shelter of the lotus feet of a Raganuga guru after the greed has arisen in him. Okay? So if it's arisen in you beforehand, you still would like to take shelter of a Raganuga devotee. That's why I went out. It arisen in me. I didn't know. I was just doing it intuitively. Wasn't 100% clear about a lot of these things, but I was just well, let me go find a Raganuga guru. And so anyway, I go to Narayan Raj, go to Radhakund Babaji's, I go to ISKCON, I go to this, and I said, what is this? And they gave me something different. See? Yeah. And so eventually I went back to Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books, and that was enough. That's what you get here. You notice if I just disappeared, all you'd have basically is yourselves and these books. You think you would make it? Well, if you've made it here to the point of this anurag awakening, then you will make it. Every time you chant these verses in the name and devotion awakens in your heart, that much more clearness in your heart is. So you're on the path of prema, man. You've been situated by the mercy of a real devotee. Can you imagine this wealth, this treasure is available here, and they don't know that. Therefore, they miss the wealth and treasure out there. Simply because you know it and you get the trail, that's your witness. That's the only thing that'll convince them somehow, is they have to see some witnesses that you've got a treasure that is greater than a treasure of maybe renunciation and rules and strict followings and becoming a Brahmin and ceremonies and flowers. You got to show them something more tangible, right? Show them that the mercy of God is tangible, man. It's powerful. It's important. It's valuable, extremely valuable. That's what Lord Caitanya did, and that's what you're going to do also. We're all here to do that, man. Show them that the mercy of God is thick here. What it is, how to get it, so that people can be clear about how to enter the Vrindavan in this life. Like you have already. What do you think Vrindavan is? It's devotees like river worshiping Krishna in that way, chanting Krishna's name and reacting like this, her body spontaneously. They could laugh at you and say, oh, you're crazy and all that, but you're happy inside, right? You don't need to tell them what your happiness is. Matter of fact, it's kind of a Debbie Downer thing. And yet the Debbie Downers can't even get you down anymore. See, they get everybody else down, but they can't get you because you're spiritually situated more and more. Okay? Yeah, so then the material energy has no jurisdiction over the spiritual energy. Okay? No jurisdiction. It can't get you down. If it had jurisdiction, then you would be, see? If you are, there's that much in you still that the Lord's trying to help you get out. So let's see, Amy says it's a simple formula. The science is realization, and the process happens here very effectively when followed. Exactly. That's how you know. That's how you have faith, is something that works, right? Why do you think they say there's blind faith? But then faith is important. But is blind faith important? Well, maybe, when you do Vaidhi Bhakti, there's a lot of that. Blind adherence to you don't know. Why are you doing it? I don't know. My guru said to do it. See, I'm just adhering blindly because I have faith in the guru. And I'm also afraid of hell. I don't want to go to hell, man. I've had enough hellish life. Hit us with the truth so that hidden becomes revealed. Test through transcendental senses. Yeah. See, although the loving, I like this verse. This is a good one. Thanks, Johan, or Tom, actually. The loving affairs of Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they have separated themselves. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself in the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, though he is Krishna himself. Yeah. See, the complexion, what is the complexion of Radharani? It's golden, right? What is golden? See, golden is that love. That's the gold. See, golden gold. What is gold? What is treasure? What is wealth? This love. See? It was his complexion. It was his mood, was to show this devotion, how important it is. How it attracts Krishna. Without this devotion, he's not attracted. You know, if he comes close to you because of devotion, what happens? You realize what he realizes. You realize the essence of truth. You know, you pull the verses close to you and you can actually see them when they're hidden from everybody else. And most people don't have this devotion. So the only practical path is to hear from devotees about this kind of transcendental love and these pastimes and the glory of the name, and see the glory of the name and be encouraged in that association. How else can anybody make it? Come on, man. Many are called, but few are chosen, you know. See, are chosen. Are you chosen? You'll know because the Lord will lead you here. If you're not, he'll lead you away from here. You're not chosen. See? Or he leads you here and gives you a chance to choose. See? Do you choose him or you choose his external energies? Do you choose his heart? You know, do you want to be a real Vaishnava of Vrindavan? You want to be like the devotees there? Yeah. Matter matters to people, but the irony is that matter, or material everything, is actually just a bunch of vibrating atoms creating the illusion of everything. That's scientific fact. Yeah, material atoms arranging themselves in different ways, like the modes of nature forming things. You know, they form our lives. See, we become in the form of material form because of the modes. They form our lives. We form our thinking. You know, if you're passionate, you know, hang around passionate people and passionate ideas in the mode of passion. That's another subject. This religious understanding, This religious understanding is more for the masses of people. Here in our Sangha, only the real devotees searching for the way of deep transcendental truth and pure love, Chaitanya, have appeared. Yeah, that's a great realization, Shamaguri. That's why we're here to separate the wheat from the chaff. The people, they progress according to their capacity, but still got to preach this somehow, you know, so that people who are ready, devotees who are ready for this, see, just like the masses, it's the same thing in the masses of. You can look at it from the material point of view. There are people in the more good people, and so there's innocent people, and the innocent masses generally believe in authority, right? And the authority in charge. And right now, the authority in charge is the mode of passion and ignorance. Big time, actually, big time. Big lies, big deception, misinformation all over the place. They everything is inverted, even in according to the mode of goodness. And see, and according to the mode of goodness, all that's being inverted now. The lie is being the truth. It's not the full truth. The full truth, the demigods don't have it. Not like that. That's just the truth in the modes of nature. The more mode of goodness is you're more honest, more as it is, but not quite as it is yet. See, You got to transcend all of that. Okay. So that's what's going on. So there's misinformation that's misdirecting people. So do you see how in the songbook, the Sri Guru, about the glories of the Guru, is by their word, ignorance is destroyed. See, by this word, we destroy ignorance that is being taught as truth, even in religion, in Vaishnavism. There's a lot of ignorance still being taught as truth by persons who are not fully out of ignorance, actually. There's still some ignorance there. So and so we get rid of that ignorance, and when you get this information, well, now you know where Vrindavan is, you know how to attain it, and you can preach to others about it. You went in the door, you've got the result, and now you can share with others how to also come in here. And not all will agree with you, not all will accept, but some will. The ones the Lord wants to. Let's see here. Being here with you. Yeah, Shamaguri, and that's how it is. These realizations, you start to realize the glories of realizations. That's our communication with God. Okay? This devotional feeling, awakening, this spontaneous love of God, love of Krishna, enables our communication. See, enables that ability. Otherwise, we have no ability to communicate. No. Okay, real guru is authoritarian by nature. Yeah, okay. The authoritarianism of the world, right? We have these authorities, right? These tyrants, tyrannical, right? They're authoritarian, and they want to do that. They want this to be an authoritarian regime where you have you're ruled by the boot on your neck, just kept keeping you down. See, keeping you down. See, so where's this coming from? It comes from Krishna. It's his shadow. If you don't accept his truth, his true nature, the transcendental potency, which is being offered now, you're going to get the boot on your neck. This is the kind of time we're in, because his motive, passion, and ignorance is so strong. It's been empowered now. It's here to reign over people. They're very enthusiastic. They're these servants of that are very enthusiastic about getting this done. Okay? So what's your alternative? Well, you got to take the boot off your neck, man. Come to Krishna. Come learn from devotees here. Yeah. Get absorbed in the transcendental potency. There's the answer. It's either this or that. You want, see, this is the time. It's like Moses. Remember Moses, when he came down from the mountain, he said, okay, it's either this or that. Either choose the world or choose God. See? So it's the same thing. Okay, either choose the side of the demigods and fight this, or comply with the demons. Or new option. This is our option. See? Or come and get to know the real God, the transcendental Lord, and come out of the jurisdiction of the material energy and all its actions and reactions between the demigods. See, the demigods are fighting the demons now. The good people are against the bad, and the bad are against the good. But they're depending on their strength that they get from their knowledge of what they know and their heart, right? See, but that is always going to be deficient for both sides. Sometimes one side will win, and then later on another side will When, eh? So it depends on their knowledge. You come here, you get a different kind of knowledge. You get a knowledge of the whole picture. You notice we identify the demons, right? Their consciousness, just like Bhagavad Gita and more actually. And we identify the demigods and their mentality and and how they're working in this world. See? And now we identify the transcendental potency. See? How that's working here. What is it doing? What are we here to do? You know, we're here to preach this level of truth, and this gets you out of it. Gone. No more birth and death. Uh-huh. I'm reading your comments here. That's ironic, what you said about writing your own realizations, because just a little while ago, I started writing in my journal. Oh. My realizations of the Gaura Hari Das and Amazing Grace Space. Yeah. You should put them up on Facebook when you get this, the confidence, because that's what people need to hear. They need to hear your experience of life, what you're passionate about, and somebody will be inspired, and you'll turn somebody, into the kingdom of God if you do that. We all need to do stuff like that. Okay, man, so many comments, but I think we're going to end it here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, everybody. See you soon. Thanks, Tom, for coming. Thanks, everybody, Bhakti Tom, Amy, and everybody else here.